from Mollenkopf Stadium in Warren, Ohio. Welcome into the FoxSportsOhio.com Prep Zones presentation of Ohio high school football. Tonight, the Cardinals of Cardinal Mooney pay a visit on the Warren Harding Raiders. On behalf of the entire Prep Zone crew, I am Patrick Pearson. Thank you very much for being with us. We are set to get underway here this evening. A beautiful, sunny evening here in Warren, Ohio. The Mooney Cardinals will kick off and go right to left. Mooney in their traveling white tops with the yellow pants. Warren Harding in the all black. Marcus McWilson set to get us underway. And the return is taken at the 5-yard line. The Raiders get a return out near the 20-yard line. Jalen Powell on the return. And the Raiders will begin with their quarterback, Lamar McMichael, as you watch Powell on the return. Powell, number 2, a starting wide receiver for the Raiders. There is number 11, Lamar Michael, junior quarterback, 5'10", 170 pounds, comes into tonight's contest having completed 59% of his passes. He is lined up under center, I formation. The carry goes over left tackle, good for 3 yards by LaShawn Daniels. Daniels, the leading ball carrier for the Raiders. Daniels on the season, 39 carries, good for 239 yards. Traffic in the backfield, and Daniels will be stuffed for a loss. Back to the 20-yard line. It will bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Raiders. Right defensive end, number 47, Aaron Fonderlin on the stop. Three wide receivers to the left. Carmichael takes the shotgun snap, has to scramble to the left side, gets away, initially gets out to the 26-yard line, and will be taken down there. There is a flag on the field at the 20-yard line. The tackle was up around the helmet, so I don't know if there's a penalty. Face mask call. The personal foul face mask on the Cardinals will give the Raiders a 1st down.
First down and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line.
Ball all the way out to the 41-yard line, so on the penalty, the Raiders, their first offensive drive continues. We will try to get you the starting lineups here momentarily. Shotgun formation for Carmichael. Gets the snap, inside handoff, Daniels. Daniels near midfield and into Cardinal territory down at the 48-yard line. Good for 11 yards and a 1st down. Splits the crease and is ridden down by Courtney Love, the weak side linebacker. Fake. Carmichael with the keep. Picks up 4 yards. 2nd down, 6. Love once again on the stop. Courtney Love, number 9. Marcus McWilson, number 4. Ticketed for the University of Nebraska next year. 3 wide receivers to the right for the Raiders. 1 to the left. Carmichael looks to the right, now pulls it down, eludes one tackler, gets to the 40-yard line and to the 39 before he is brought down. Kareem Ellis on the stop.
2, Kareem Ellis.
Carmichael checking downfield and eventually elects wisely. Good stiff arm there. And then Ellis comes up to make the stop. 3rd down 1, ball on the Mooney 39. I formation now behind Carmichael. The give is to the fullback. Stuffed right near the line of scrimmage. John Coleman, the fullback. He has turned away, no gain. Decision time now for head coach Stephen Arnold. 4th down 1, it appears the Raiders will go for it. Big crowd here tonight as the Warren Western Reserve 1972 state title team was honored. Stacked eye, Carmichael will keep it. Can they get enough of a push? Stopped initially, and we will check the spot. Carmichael did not get much. Might have gotten the yard that he needs. We have an official timeout for the measurement.
Official timeout on the field.
Here you can see the ball spotted at the Mooney 38. And that is exactly where they needed to get to for the 1st down. And it is 1st down Raiders. After the measurement, the initial drive of the ball game continues. And you get a good look at the junior quarterback. 13 of 22 on the season, 144 yards passing, no interceptions, and 1 touchdown for Carmichael. I formation now, single wide receiver both sides. Play action, and a catch made at the 35-yard line. That's the fullback Coleman.
Carmichael's pass is complete to number 6, Coleman.
Coleman picks up 3 on the reception.
Number 5, Brandon Berry, defending on the play. Gain of 3. 2nd down and 7. Balls on the 35.
Packed fans on both sides. I formation offset to the right. Carmichael on the give to Daniels. Daniels back to the line of scrimmage. Stacked up there. CJ Bias, number 3, in on the stop.
Tackle on the play by number 4,
Marcus McWilson, number 4, also on the stop.
Number 70, Joe DeCappa. 3rd down and 7.
4 carries thus far, 11 yards for Daniels. 3rd down 7. Again, a 4 wide receiver set, 3 set to the right. Quarterback draw to the 35, up near the 30-yard line, well short of the 1st down as the stop is made at the 30. Fonderland on the tackle.
Number 47, Aaron Fonderland.
4th down 3 at the 35. Offense still out on the field for the Raiders. Coleman, the fullback, behind Carmichael. Quarterback, nice play action. Completion down to the 16-yard line. Yalte Froholt, number 87, with a big completion. Good for 20 yards and a 1st down. First drive of the ball game. Raiders knocking on the door. Run up the middle, good for a couple.
Tackled on the play by number 9, Courtney Love.
and Stefik picks up 3 officially. Second down, 7.
Ball on the 13-yard line.
More than halfway through the first period here. Mooney has yet to see the ball. Easily caught in the corner of the end zone. Raider touchdown, Aaron Qualls. "12 yards on the touchdown pass. The Warren Harding Raiders take the opening kick and drive the length of the field, aided by a third down face mask call against the Cardinals. The kick is off the left upright, no good.
5 minutes, 1 second left in the first quarter. Harding Raiders 6.
And the Cardinals of Mooney, after giving up a score on the game's opening drive, will finally get the ball 7 minutes into the contest. Get inside the prep zone next Saturday for a holy war on the east side of Cleveland. The holy name Green Wave take on the Bengals of Benedictine in a North Coast League showdown. Log back on to foxsports.com next Saturday at 7 to see all the action. Should be a good North Coast League matchup. Marcus McWilson deep in the middle.
Wilson, number 10,
on the return.
Number 22,
Justice Ellis Moore on the right. And number 22 is Mark Handel on the left-hand side. All standing at their 10-yard line, awaiting the kick from Charles Wargo, number 88. Wargo with the squib kick, taken by Handel at the 14-yard line. Up past the 20-25, goes outside, picks up a block, 30-35. Now to midfield and into Raider territory. Mark Handel with an explosive return sets up the Mooney Cardinals with excellent field position to begin their first drive of the night. 37 yards on the return for Handel. Mooney offense is led out on the field by junior signal caller Denver Martin, 5'11", 185 pounds. The line adjusts to the right-hand side. This is a big physical offensive line for Mooney. Handoff out of the single back left side goes Ellis Moore, and Justice Ellis Moore gets to the 41-yard line, pickup of 8. To the weak side of the formation, good blocking, and Moore ridden out of bounds, setting up a second down and 2. On the season through the air, Denver Martin 7 of 10 for 66 yards. No touchdowns, 1 interception. Make no mistake about it, this is a running football team. Pistol formation. Handoff inside, Ellis Moore inside the 40. Should have enough for the first down as he is near the 38-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. Cardinal Mooney offensive line averages 6'2½", 281 pounds. Pistol formation, 2 wide receivers far to the right side. Handoff left side to the 35 and ridden out of bounds near the 33 is Marcus McWilson. Call it the 34-yard line. 5 yards for McWilson.
Ball's on the 34-yard line.
Anthony Dermata, the fullback, number 35, checks into the game. Now an I formation behind Martin. Right side, Ellis Moore to the 30-yard line, keeps the legs driving, gets to the 29, will be close to a Cardinal first down. Good blocking up front. You see the big guy there, Jeff Harper. Harper, the left tackle, 6'6", 295 pounds. Quincy Jones, the lone wide receiver, split to the bottom of your screen. I formation and a quarterback sneak ahead. Martin sneaks for about 6 yards.
Tackle by number 10, Deontay Morgan.
First and 10 at the 22. Credit Martin with 7 yards on that carry. In the box defensively for the Raiders. Handoff, Ellis Moore, right side, makes a cut at the 20, gets down to the 16-yard line. Dermata with the lead block. Nick Bilas, the center, getting a strong kick out and a good cutback. McWilson checks in. Ellis Moore will have a quick break. There you see Jalen Powell, number 2, standout safety for the Raiders. Smash mouth football here in the first quarter. Left side, Dermata again with the lead block. Bouncing outside is McWilson. McWilson ridden out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Is close to another Mooney first down. This a little bit of a hold there on the outside, not called. Matt Pecchia getting away with a handful of jersey. Third down and less than a yard. Again, another sneak right behind the center, Nick Bilas. The guards, Joe DeCapita on the right side, Pat Kelty on the left. Right tackle is Bob Ballone, 6'3", 332 pounds. Both teams enter tonight's game with a 1-1 record. The Raiders dropped a tough Week 1 matchup against a good Austintown Fitch team by a score of 24-10, and then rebounded with a shutout over Howland, 34-0. Right side, Ellis Moore has some room, is looking for the end zone, is tripped up, not until he crosses the goal line. We are tied at 6. 10 yards on the touchdown run for Justice Ellis Moore. The Cardinals played at Cleveland Browns Stadium Week 1 against the defending Division I state champion St. Ignatius Wildcats. Came up short by a score of 31-7. The kick is up, and it is good. Laz Frizone puts the Cardinals ahead by the score of 7-6. Let's watch Justice Ellis Moore again. Dermata gets a good block on the edge and just enough speed to get the corner for Ellis Moore. In Week 2, Mooney, the defending Division III state champions, rebounded nicely with a 37-0 shellacking of Boardman.
The University of Toledo
A game that was still close going into the fourth quarter at 14-0. But then Cardinals really put on a fourth quarter display. In that game, Mooney 303 yards rushing. Justice Ellis Moore, who just scored the touchdown, had 10 carries for 185 yards and 2 touchdowns in that contest.
Deep for the Raiders, number 20, Kenta Johnson, number 2, Jalen Powell, and number 28, LaShawn Daniels.
Only 45 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Each team has had one scoring drive. McWilson kicks it away. Kickoff is taken at the 2-yard line. Return out to the 15-yard line, out past the 20. And a nice job by Powell to get out to the 22, where the Raiders will take over. Get one more look at the return by Jalen Powell. Ball taken out to the 28-yard line. Pickup of 6 on first down. Might be the final play here of the first quarter. 3 wide receivers to the left. And as the clock ticks down, they might not even get this play off. 3, 2, and 1. That is the end of the first quarter. A missed extra point, the difference in our contest. The Cardinals of Cardinal Mooney out in front of the Harding Raiders by a score of 7-6.
Akron Children's Hospital believes raising a child is one of life's most rewarding experiences. You can trust the caring pediatricians at the newly remodeled office in Lawrence to help keep your child healthy.
Get on the road to glory with Fox Sports Ohio next Thursday outside Cincinnati for a rematch of playoff teams from last year. The Kings Knights will take on the Turpin Spartans, the team they took out in last year's state playoffs. Join Brian Gieschenschlag, Dave Lapham, and Natalie Taylor for the kickoff starting at 7:30 on Fox Sports Ohio.
The Warren G. Harding boys soccer program is 2-1. The Warren G. Harding girls volleyball program is currently 3-1. Which all of our all athletic programs.
If you like running football, you will want to stay tuned for this game because these two teams will put on a ground and pound exhibition. The one Harding touchdown on their first drive did, however, come through the air. A touchdown catch by Aaron Qualls. Carmichael did some damage in the first quarter and was a big beneficiary of a face masking penalty that kept that drive alive. And we have another flag and one coming from the backfield. Might have another face masking penalty on Mooney. Flag is down at the 28. Penalty is being marked off against Mooney. It is a face masking penalty marked off from the 31 all the way out to the 46. So a personal foul face mask for the second drive in a row, giving the Raiders excellent position on this drive. Carmichael keeps right side, sprints across the 45 and is taken down with an ankle tackle. Stop made at the 47-yard line. Stop made by Ellis Moore.
Second down and 9.
Carmichael makes
Second yard line.
Dermott a miss and just couldn't pick up enough of a block. Boy, I don't know if he was ever down. Could have and should have still been running. Fumbled snap, and Carmichael lucky to fall on it.
Fumble on the play, recovered by number 11. LeBron.
Loss on the play of 6, call it 5 yards.
Third down and 15. Ball's on the 41-yard line.
High snap and a little bit of a mix-up. Marlon Everson, the defensive end, there to try to recover it for Mooney, but the Raiders get a fortunate bounce. Third down now, 15. And another loose snap. Carmichael picks it up and will get out to the 44-yard line.
Quarterback keeper.
Pickup of 3.
Back on the play by number 9,
Courtney Love, number 9. That's an interesting look for shoulder pads.
On the punt for the Raiders, number 87, Yolte Froholt. Deep for their Cardinals.
Yolte Froholt
for Campbell.
on to kick it away. High snap, but he corrals it. High in the air, end over end wobbler, takes a Raider bounce. And will go all the way down to the 17-yard line. 38-yard punt, including the roll, and the Cardinals will take over for their second offensive drive of the night. Let's count the yards on the bounce. It hits at the 37 and gets 20 yards on the roll. Not how you would draw it up, but still quite effective. PJ Fecco, the Mooney head coach. Martin, single back, handoff to Ellis Moore. He is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Might have even lost a yard to the 16.
Try going to play by number 5, Lindell Kimball.
Lindell Kimball, number 5, the outside linebacker on the stop.
Loss of 1 on the play. Second down and 11. Ball's on the 16-yard line.
Ellis Moore comes to the sideline. Handle comes in along with McWilson for the Cardinals. Pistol eye. Play action fake on the option. Pass is complete. Out to the 26-yard line. Flag comes in late. Marcus Penza makes the reception. There you see the play action on the option. And the flip out to Penza. Penza out to the 26-yard line. Let's check the flag. And it is a holding call against the Cardinals. And that will back them up, so negate the yardage on the reception. Ball marked back to the 15-yard line. And that negates a nice pickup. Second down, 12.
Ball's on the 15-yard line.
So the holding call marked off from about 9 yards downfield during the reception. Inside, big hole, past the 35, and Martin out past the 40, taken down at the 44. 32 yards on the run by Martin. 40 yards now rushing on the game by the Mooney quarterback. He is the Cardinals' leading rusher thus far. Handoff inside, short gain to the 46 goes Ellis Moore. Stopped there by Myquan Dorsey. And 27, LaShawn Daniels.
Second down and 8, the ball's on the 46-yard line.
He said 27.
Left side on the move, Martin past midfield and into Raider territory down at the 45. Kimball again on the stop from his linebacker spot. The Raiders certainly having a difficult time matching up with the power run game of Cardinals. Cardinal Mooney, again, the offensive line averaging better than 280 pounds. There on the replay, you saw John Coleman trying to battle from his linebacker spot. Coleman, 5'10", 200 pounds, 215, and still quite overmatched. Straight up the middle again for Ellis Moore to the 38-yard line.
Second down and 3. Ball's on the 38-yard line.
Back to pass. Martin looking in the middle of the field now will tuck and run to the 35, 30, down to the 25, and stopped at the 24-yard line. Another first down run, this time off the scramble by Martin. Bilas.
Injury time out on the field.
Looks as though something was wedged in through the face mask. Not happy with the feeling in the right eye. Bilas, the starting center, so potentially a big injury.
25-yard line.
Oh, did you see he had his mouthpiece?
A stray hand by Kimball gets in there. So a new center snapping the ball to Martin. Flawless exchange. Ellis Moore, great cut at the 15. Racing to the corner of the end zone, taken down, but again, not before he scores. Jalen Powell on the tackle, but Ellis Moore picks up his second rushing touchdown of the night. What a tremendous move at the 15. Cut on a dime and sprinted to the left corner. Watch as he weaves through traffic and then right here just plants his foot in the ground and puts 6 more Cardinal points up on the board. The extra point is up and good. 14-6. Mooney out in front. Two Cardinal possessions, 2 long sustained drives on the ground, and 2 touchdowns by Ellis Moore. He now has 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. As you look at the celebrating Mooney cheerleaders.
Douglas Jones, your car is ready. Douglas Jones, your car is ready.
On the kick for the Cardinals, number 4, Marcus McWilson. The deep for the Raiders, number 20, Newton Johnson. Number 2, Jalen Powell. And number 28, LaShawn Daniels.
28, LaShawn Daniels back with Morgan and Powell. The returners for the Raiders, Marcus McWilson with the ball on the tee at the 40. Set to kick it away halfway through quarter number 2. From Mollenkopf Stadium in Warren. It has been a quick game. 4 drives thus far, 3 touchdowns. Ball taken at the 2-yard line, up past the 15. And that's Kente Johnson, number 20. Johnson out to the 17-yard line, and that is where the Raiders will take over this, their 3rd offensive drive of the night. Harding scored a touchdown on their opening drive, but then a bad snap where they were able to recover the football but lost yards and could not convert on a 3rd and long. Had to give the ball up on a punt on their 2nd drive. Carmichael, quick pass, right side, complete there, out to the 25 after a broken tackle, and an excellent effort by Lamar Freeman, 6'2", 175-pound senior. Nice arm on Carmichael. And there you see Freeman able to break a tackle and pick up another 7 yards, getting the first down.
First down and 10, the ball's on the 27-yard line.
Quick handoff inside, the fullback Coleman out past the 30. Beyond the 31, 4.5 yards on that pickup. Quick hit inside.
6, Buda Coleman, the ball carrier.
9 black. Or not, no, 9 black.
Second down and 5.
Bruising running back.
2 yards.
Shotgun now with Coleman off to the right of the quarterback Carmichael. Again, 3 wide receivers in the formation. Pass left side. Ball is complete there, but a very quick recovery by the defense. And Ellis Moore snuffs that one out. A loss of 2 on the completion. Ellis Moore has been a difference maker offensively and defensively tonight for the Cardinals. Big 3rd down here, 3rd down 7. The Raiders trying to tie this game up before halftime. Sprint out left side, pass just off the hands of Aaron Qualls, incomplete, and the Raiders will be forced to punt.
Depending on the play, number 14, Marcus Tisdale. 4th down and 7, the ball's on the 30-yard line.
The ball just delivered a little bit high
Number 87.
on the run. Still, I'm sure Qualls will tell you he should have had that one.
For the Cardinals, number 22, Mark Handel. And number 4, Marcus McWilson.
For a hold on to kick it away, standing at his own 17-yard line, kicks. And this one spirals, lands at the 41. Taken on a couple of hops by McWilson. He's out to the 35, has some space, picks up a block, gets down to the Raider 41-yard line. And a tremendous return. 28 yards on the punt return for McWilson. Sets up Mooney nicely. Takes it at the 32. Gets a backside block here. There's a borderline block in the back, but there's the one that really sprung him. Excellent special teams work by the return unit. Sets up the Cardinals nicely. First down and 10 on the Raider 42. I formation. Martin takes the snap. Gives it to McWilson. McWilson down near the 35-yard line. Nearly 7 yards on that carry.
Tackle on the play by number 2, Jalen Powell. Second down and 3, the ball's on a 35-yard line. Dermota
has to come off the field for a play because his helmet came off during the play. Courtney Love comes in to take his spot for at least this play. Penza and Quincy Jones split wide left. Now Love will motion to the right side of the formation. He is tight right. They run that way. To the 35 goes Handel. Down to the 32-yard line. He is close to a first down.
Tackle to play number 44, Roger Craig.
Defensive tackle Roger Craig, 44 on the stop.
First down and 10.
Good job by Froholt there as well, trying to hold the edge defensively for the Raiders. Don't find a lot of defensive ends who are also the punters for their team, but Yalta does a nice job on both. Pistol, handoff, inside. Ellis Moore to the 27-yard line.
Number 10, Justice Ellis Moore.
4 on the first down carry. And the Mooney ground game working like a well-oiled machine. There you saw Harper with the turnout block to the left-hand side. Ellis Moore runs right off his hip. McWilson in for Ellis Moore. 2:40 to play here before halftime. And the Cardinals looking to open up a 2-touchdown lead before the break. Harding takes a timeout in desperate need of a stop. This week, the regular season begins with a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. First, Michael Vick and the Eagles head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Then in America's Game of the Week, Frank Gore and the 49ers battle Aaron Rodgers and the Packers at Lambeau Field. Coverage begins this week with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at noon Eastern. Week 1 of the NFL season got underway with a big win by the Cowboys Wednesday night against the defending NFL champion New York Giants. Stay tuned to Fox for all the great coverage. Tonight's game from Warren, Ohio, so the first game of that doubleheader will be of special interest to all the Browns fans in the area, and then probably the game of the week, the 49ers and the Packers from Lambeau Field, two of the best teams in the NFC. We'll battle to see which team starts out with an advantage, perhaps, in the battle for home field. Second and 5. 2:38 to play. Pistol formation. Martin looks left, fires downfield. Seam route up and just off the fingertips of Morgan. Nearly intercepted as well. A tremendous job defensively to knock that one away by O'Shea Jackson. Jackson with a first opportunity. Great position inside. Nearly tips it to Morgan for the touchdown. But it falls incomplete, and it is now 3rd down and 5. Big defensive stand here for the Raiders. They do not want to go down 2 scores. Jones left side, stacked I formation. Left side, Ellis Moore to the 24-yard line. Stop there, he will be short of the first down. And it will bring up 4th down. Fourth down and a good 2 yards. McWilson in, Ellis Moore out. 2 minutes and counting, and the Cardinals, again with the stacked I and the twin tight ends, will try to ground it out. Handoff, McWilson, left side, cut down in the backfield and snuffed out of bounds for a loss. The Raiders will take over. huge defensive stand for Harding.
Raiders take up a first down and 10. Ball's on the 26-yard line.
Saturday mornings, make sure to tune in at 9 a.m. for Game Time with Urban Meyer. Before the Buckeyes kick off, Coach Meyer will preview every opponent and give you the inside information on Ohio State's preparation for that week's game. Game Time with Urban Meyer, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Fox Sports Ohio. Dermata on the stop for Mooney. Short gain, 2nd and 9. Under a minute and a half to play before halftime. The Cardinals will get the ball to start the second half. The Raiders need to come up with some points. Quick pass, right side, complete to the 25, out to the 35, and near a first down. Reception is made by Marcus Boomer. Boomer, a 6'1", 165-pound wide receiver. And the junior comes up just about a yard shy on the first down. Timeout, Mooney. .1:11 to play. The Raiders down a touchdown, trying to convert a 3rd and 1 and keep this drive moving. Sun is setting over Warren, Ohio. Beautiful skies. Find out what happens to the Fox Sports Ohio girls at all their different events by logging on to YouTube and typing Fox Sports Ohio Girls. Into the search box, you will find all the different behind-the-scenes videos from the girls' adventures. They are all available on YouTube. Third and 1 for Harding. 1 minute, 11 seconds here before halftime. 4 wide receiver look. Daniels to the left of Carmichael in the shotgun. High snap. Carmichael will keep it and pick up the first down. A nice little stutter step. Courtney Love eventually makes the stop. But Carmichael out to the 37 and moves the chains for the Raiders. The clock continues to move, and Harding goes hurry up. Carmichael again with the high snap. Rolls right side. Pass is complete out near midfield. And across midfield we have a flag coming from the backfield. Boy, it'll be interesting to see what this is. Perhaps a late hit out of bounds? No, we have a holding call. Wow. That's an odd place for a holding flag to come from. Way back in the defensive secondary. No, now the official changes his direction. So the flag against Mooney, 44 seconds to play. Ball spotted at the 32 after the reception and the penalty yardage. And penalties continue to plague Mooney. Bouncing snap. Carmichael flips it inside the 30. Caught there and taken down at the 27-yard line. That is Powell on the reception. Harding takes a timeout. Kareem Ellis on the stop for Mooney. Great night for football. Week 3 in Northeast Ohio. Great matchup going on in the Cleveland area tonight as you watch Powell stretch the ball out for an extra yard. Top 2 teams in the Cleveland area, the Menor Cardinals and the St. Ignatius Wildcats going at it at Byers Field in Parma. Next week, a huge battle of unbeatens. Chagrin Falls will take on Aurora. That's a good look. I've got to get me one of those. 38 seconds to play. Goes for it all and just off the fingertips. Freeman could not haul it in. Had 2 steps behind the secondary. 5 seconds go off the clock. 3rd down and 5 here. 33 seconds to play before halftime. Carmichael rolls to the left, looking downfield, fires into traffic, and it would have been intercepted. It was caught by Marcus Penza, the defensive back, but out of bounds. So it'll bring up 4th down and 5. 27 seconds to play before halftime. There's Penza, and looked to be a good call. He didn't come down with even 1 foot in bounds. Harding with 1 timeout left, so operating in the middle of the field is still a valid option for them, but they need 5 in order to keep this drive alive. 3 wide receivers to the short side of the field. Carmichael throws back to the left. Daniels head of steam at the 25. He's breaking free down the middle for a touchdown. 27 yards. The Boston College recruit takes the pass to the backside, is patient enough to find an opening, and squirts into the end zone from 27 yards out. The Raiders now lined up for 2 to try to tie this contest before halftime. Carmichael has it, pitch to the right side, and Powell will dance into the end zone. We are all knotted up at 14. 17 seconds remaining for the Cardinals of Mooney. And the home crowd is loving this. Here's the 2-point conversion. Carmichael with the jump pass pitch back to Powell. Like it's something you see out of the 50s there. Two touchdown passes on the night for Lamar Carmichael, who came into tonight's contest with just 1 TD through the first 2 games. Handel, McWilson, and Ellis Moore standing deep for the Cardinals. Line, drive, kick, bounces at the 12-yard line, taken at the 5 by McWilson. McWilson gets out to the 25-yard line, upended right there at the 31. 10 seconds remaining before the halftime. McWilson finds the sideline after a stiff arm, but a very nice special teams tackle by Kente Johnson. Martin will take a knee, and that will take us to the break. Your score at the halftime break: Cardinal Mooney 14, Warren Harding 14. Stay tuned for the halftime bands and second half action. You're watching high school football on the FoxSportsOhio.com Prep Zone.
A Boston cream. You from New York, so you want a Boston cream?
Stadium in Warren, the Harding Raiders scoring just before the break to knot this one up against the Mooney Cardinals. Patrick Pearson welcoming you back to the second half action here. A tremendous first half ball game. Let's take a look at the halftime stats as they will tell the story of both teams. For the visiting Cardinals, 147 yards total in the first half, all 147 coming on the ground on 22 rushing attempts. Much more balanced attack for the Raiders, although they were not all that productive on the ground. 17 carries for 44 yards. They did have 10 completions, good for 105 yards. Both of their touchdowns coming from the arm of quarterback Lamar Carmichael. The first, a completion to Aaron Qualls on the opening drive of the game. The Cardinals answered with just 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter. A 10-yard touchdown run by Justice Ellis Moore. Ellis Moore scored with 6:04 left before halftime on a very, very nice run to put the Cardinals up by a score of 14-6. And then a 27-yard touchdown pass to LaShawn Daniels right before halftime. And then a 2-point conversion have us all squared up at 14 apiece. Let's take a look at some of the halftime action. Here was the last touchdown score of the half. Daniels, 27 yards on the catch and run into the end zone. And that was followed by a somewhat entertaining 2-point conversion. Here's the 2-point conversion attempt. Up in the air, Carmichael flips it back to Jalen Powell, and Powell walks in all alone for the 2-point conversion, and we are squared at 14. The Cardinals will get the ball to begin the second half. Number 10, Justice Ellis Moore. Number 22, Mark Handel. And number 4, Marcus McWilson, again back deep to receive the kick. Number 88, Charles Wargo, set to get us underway here in half number 2. The Raiders really had no answer in the first half for the punishing running game of Mooney. However, the Cardinals really shot themselves in the foot. 3 big personal fouls in that first half really helped along the Raider offensive cause. Returned out to the 32-yard line, and the Cardinals will take over after a nice return by McWilson. Remains a beautiful night here in Warren, Ohio. Denver Martin, the quarterback. No completions in the first half, but with the way the running game was going for Mooney, he really did not need any. Offset I, Martin, pitch back. Ellis Moore takes and gets to the 40-yard line. they spot him out of bounds at the 39. Gain of 7. Ellis Moore with both first half touchdowns, and again the second one. An exceptionally nice run. He broke through the middle and at about the 15-yard line put on a move to get to the left corner of the end zone. Ellis Moore out to the 45. Good for 6 more yards and a Cardinal first down. The Mooney running game has been the irresistible force tonight. Back in at center is Nick Bilas. Bilas suffered a slight eye injury near the end of the first half, but he is now back in at center. Keeper Martin across midfield to the 45, cuts to the right, gets to the sideline and is taken down inside the 35-yard line. Tackle made there by D.D. Morgan. "21 yards. Three plays here in the second half. 34 more rushing yards for Mooney. Handoff, McWilson, left side, short gain as he is corralled by Roger Craig. Taken down at the 32-yard line. Gain of 2. The Raiders got a stop on the last Mooney drive of the first half. Stopped them on both 3rd and short and 4th and short. And then with about a minute and a half, drove the length of the field for the game-tying touchdown. McWilson drops the pass. Just the second pass attempt of the night, and Martin put it right on the money, but it slipped through the hands of Marcus McWilson. Third down 8. Big defensive play here for the Harding Raiders. Mooney needs to get to the 24-yard line for a first down. 4 wide receivers. 2 split to each side. Option. Quarterback keep taken down at the 35-yard line. Slicing in to make the stop. Keith Adams. Tremendous play on 3rd and 8. A loss of 3 yards on the play. 4th and 11. McWilson, the punter, stands at his, or the Raider 47-yard line. Powell back at his own 10. McWilson, high snap. Kick away towards the right sideline, and it rolls into the end zone for a touchback. Nearly saved down there by Darius Allen. First down and 20 for the Raiders. Let's take one more look. A couple different opportunities. Boy, it might have touched the white line there, and then coming in secondarily, Donovan McWilson, clearly rolling into the end zone. Cute young lady enjoying the action here. Tremendous football town. Again, the Warren Western Reserve 1972 state title team honored before the game, and again during halftime. Daniels picks up 1 on the carry. Officials say no gain on that carry as the ball still touching the 20-yard line. Coming up on 4 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. 14 all, Raiders and Cardinals. And once again, nearly nothing on the play. Fullback Coleman on the carry. He gets a yard. Now 3rd down and 9. Carmichael has shown a good arm tonight, the ability to get out of the pocket as well as deliver the ball accurately on the run. 3 wide receivers. Daniels to the left of Carmichael in the shotgun. Mooney backs out of the blitz. Carmichael flips downfield, has a man clear. It is caught at the Mooney 48-yard line. Reception made by Lamar Freeman. "31 yards on the reception. Handoff inside, down to the 44-yard line. Daniels right side, inside the 45. Just inside the 44 is where he's brought down. That 31-yard reception, the longest of the season by a Raider receiver, and the longest pass completion by Carmichael this year. Timeout on the field. 3rd down 6 for the Raiders. Good defensive stand on Mooney's opening drive. And a big pass play has them in Mooney territory again. 1st down reception again. Becoming the go-to man tonight is Lamar Freeman, the 6'2" senior. Moves the chains as they pick up 7 on that play. And the Raiders will take a timeout. Little mix-up of personnel on the field. Aaron Qualls trying to sprint to get off in time. Tomorrow afternoon, the Reds wrap up their series with the Houston Astros at Great American Ballpark. Join Jim Day and Jeff Pecoro at 12:30 for Reds Live. Then Jim Kelch and Chris Welsh bring you first pitch at 1 on the home of Cincinnati Reds baseball, Fox Sports Ohio. Fond memories of Great American Ballpark. Saw Paul McCartney there last summer. If you're the Houston Astros, you probably don't have any fond memories of the 2012 baseball season. But if you're the Reds, things are going your way. 6:15 to play. The Cardinals and Raiders all knotted up at 14 here in the third quarter. And after stopping Mooney on the opening drive of the second half, the Raiders are now on the drive. 1st down and 10, ball spotted. just inside the 37-yard line. I formation. Fake to Daniels, looking downfield. Freeman again, and he is taken down. It's going to be pass interference. Freeman, a little slow to get up, though. Might have gotten his ankle rolled. Lamar Freeman has been the big play receiver here in the third quarter. And he gets up and jogs off pretty well to the sideline to a good ovation. So on the penalty, the ball now will be spotted at the 21-yard line. Here's a look at the interference, and you could see rolling up on his ankle was the defensive back, Marcus Penza. Fourth big penalty of the night against Mooney. Daniels handoff inside. Battles to get back to the line of scrimmage. Stymied there. Second down and 10. McWilson on the stop. Daniels, 3 carries. Has yet to pick up a yard here in the second half. Four wide receiver look, 3 to the top of your screen. Carmichael again in the shotgun with Daniels to his left. High snap, fake to Daniels, and Carmichael will be taken down for a loss back at the 24-yard line. High snap and good penetration on the inside by the interior of the Mooney line. Brandon Berry, number 5, blowing that one up in the backfield. Third down, 13. Kente Johnson checks in, number 20. Pass right side, complete at the 18-yard line. Taken down immediately, though, was Marcus Boomer. Boomer picks up 6 on the reception. Pat's kind of hung up there as Carmichael was hit. So fourth down and 6 now. Field goal attempt, and we have a false start. The holder was not even down yet in ready position. And we had all sorts of craziness at the line of scrimmage. The officials now right in the middle of everything, trying to sort out this mess. Mooney seems to think it's going back, and it does. 5-yard penalty will take it back to the 22. That will make it a 40-yard field goal attempt. Dominic Jones. Ball spotted, will be spotted at the 29, so call it a 39-yard attempt for Jones. It is down. Jones, line drive, off the crossbar. And banging off the left upright. No good, and we remain tied at 14. So that 5-yard penalty may have factored into that miss, as the low line drive kick appeared to just have the distance, or the height rather, to cross the crossbar, but it bangs off the left upright. So on the field goal attempt, Mooney will take over. First down and 10 at the 20. Low snap Denver Martin keeps it and pushes out to the 26-yard line. "24 yards rushing for Martin here in the second half. So Mooney, after not being stopped on their first two drives and really just jamming the ball down the throat of the Raiders, they have come up short on their last two drives. Their last drive of the first half and their first drive of the second half. Handoff, right side, out to the 29-yard line goes Ellis Moore, and it'll be 3rd down and 1. 16 yards rushing now for Ellis Moore in the second half. C.J. Bias checks in as the third runner. Straight ahead, pushing across the 30 for the first down is Martin. Just out past the 30, call it 2 yards. And another big push by the offensive line. Back of the ball might still be touching the 30, but clearly looks like there's just a sliver of green there between the back of the football and the 30-yard line. Maybe. Either way, first down and 10. Coming up on 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. I formation behind Martin. Single receiver split to the near side right. They run that direction. Out to the 35-yard line and taken out of bounds is McWilson. McWilson will pick up 5 on that carry. This has been a tremendous battle tonight. The winner will be 2-1, and the loser will fall to 1-2. Tim Durkin checks in, number 21 for Mooney. And the official says, go back where you were. Must have gotten a little chilly down on the sideline. The Mooney cheerleaders have donned their light jackets. Pistol formation, left side. Martin will pull it and throw it. Complete to Jones. Jones out near the 49-yard line. Good for a first down. The first completion of the night for Mooney. Martin on the play action pulls it down and delivers a strike to Quincy Jones. Straight up ahead. Nice cut in midfield. Loose football, and it certainly appears as though the Raiders have it. There's a battle going on. Marcus McWilson trying to get it back for Mooney, but the officials say, Raider football at midfield. Martin cuts to the right, gets a good block, and then hat-on football. Huge collision as Jalen Powell jars the ball loose. First turnover of the night. Run straight ahead into Mooney territory. Down to the 47-yard line goes Daniels. It has been tough sledding for him in the second half as the Mooney defense has really been keying on him. The Raider air attack has really been their best weapon tonight. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Whistle and a flag before the play. We have an offsides on Mooney. A free 5 for the Raiders. So 2nd and 6 will become 2nd and 1 as the ball will be moved up to the 42-yard line. Coleman, the fullback, takes the handoff, gets away from one tackler, across the 35, down near the 30-yard line, and the fullback rumbles for a Raider first down. Watch Coleman, a nice job to elude the pressure in the backfield, and then races to the 30-yard line before Love and McWilson bring him to the turf. That may have been the last play of the third quarter as the Raiders will head to the sideline. 1 quarter to play. The Cardinal Mooney Cardinals 14. The Harding Raiders 14. Fourth quarter action coming up. Get inside the prep zone next Saturday for a holy war on the east side of Cleveland. The holy name Green Wave take on the Bengals of Benedictine in a North Coast League showdown. Log back on to foxsportsohio.com next Saturday at 7 o'clock to see all the action. A beautiful look at Harding High School next to Mollenkopf Stadium. Tremendous crowd on hand tonight. At the start of the fourth quarter, the Raiders 1st and 10 at the Mooney 30-yard line. I formation behind Carmichael. Play action, flip to the right side to the fullback Coleman. He is swallowed up after a short gain. Coleman picks up 2 on the reception. McWilson just unable to get in the way of that pass, but a great job on the stop by Dermata. Looking left, firing towards the end zone, caught at the 3-yard line. Once again, it's Lamar Freeman. "23 yards on the connection. Watch Freeman go up high and catch this one coming down at the 4-yard line. Freeman 6'2". Darius Allen on the coverage, 5'7". Great job by the Raiders to take advantage of that mismatch. 3 receptions for 61 yards here in the second half for Freeman. Stacked eye. Coleman left side. Rumbles into the end zone from 4 yards out, and the Raiders reclaim the lead. John Coleman from 4 yards out with his third rushing touchdown on the season, has given the Raiders a 20-14 lead. Dominic Jones will attempt to put the Raiders up by 7. Extra point attempt is up and good. It is 21-14 Harding. A minute 7 into the fourth quarter. The band is excited. The fans are excited. And the Raiders have the defending Division III state champs on the ropes here in the fourth quarter. The last 3 Mooney drives have come up empty. They have been stopped twice. And the last drive, a fumble at midfield recovered by the Raiders. And Harding took it 50 yards for the go-ahead touchdown. Line drive kick. McWilson takes it at the 10. Out ahead to the 20. Has a seam. Is hit hard and loses his helmet at the 30. Falls forward to the 33-yard line. A huge stick by Ryan Williamson. Watch this collision. McWilson scoops it up and has a seam right on the hash mark. And watch Freight Train 52 come in and deliver the jarring hit. Ball at the 34-yard line. Quincy Jones, the wide receiver, in motion, goes wide to the top side of your screen. And that hit brought everybody on the Harding side of the field to their feet. Mooney takes a timeout. Let's take a look at that hit one more time. 52, Ryan Williamson. Boom! Face mask right into the chest of Marcus McWilson. Helmet pops off. That is definitely our hit of the night. Williamson, a 5'10", 195-pound senior. That's how you play special teams right there. P.J. Fecco's Mooney Cardinals down a touchdown. Plenty of time to go. But their offense has begun to sputter. And the Harding Raiders, under first-year head coach Steve Arnold, appear to be gaining confidence by the second. I formation behind quarterback Denver Martin. Dermata, the fullback. Handoff goes to Ellis Moore. He's dropped for a loss. Taken down by Roger Craig. Loss of 1. Watch 44 shed the block and make the tackle in pursuit. Second down. They say 12. It's more like 2nd and 11 and a quarter, but it is what it is. Trips stacked left side. Martin will keep it and run it straight up the middle, get across the 35 and push it out to the 38-yard line. ball at the 38. They have to get to the 44. Handle lining up in the slot. Pass left side, deflected, and it falls incomplete to the turf, intended for Quincy Jones. Martin stands and delivers the ball, deflected by Powell initially. McWilson stands at the 24-yard line to punt it away. Powell back for the return. The kick is a wobbler to the right side and goes short out of bounds near the 42-yard line, and once again the Raiders will have good field position. They took over following the Mooney fumble at midfield for their last drive and punched it in on a 4-yard touchdown run by John Coleman. Now with 9 minutes to play, up a touchdown, they will take over at the 41. Four wide receivers. Daniels to the right of Carmichael. Quick pitch, right side. Coleman with it across the 40, out past the 45. Taken down at the 46-yard line. Correction on the receiver. That's 3, Aaron Qualls. Qualls picks up 5. Aaron Qualls, who caught the touchdown pass on Harding's first drive, gets a pickup of 5 on first down. Carmichael. Kente Johnson has it. The ball is loose at the 48-yard line, and it appears as though Harding was able to fall back on it. The big fella, Jeremy Walker, 6'1", 305-pound senior, recovers the loose ball for Harding at the 48-yard line. 3rd down and 3. Carmichael looking to pass, goes deep, has a man wide open down the left sideline, taken out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Marcus Boomer. 47 yards on the reception. Now that is the longest pass play of the year for the Harding Raiders. And up a touchdown. Harding looks to add more. Coleman stopped cold. In the second half, Coleman 4 carries, 17 yards, and what was the go-ahead touchdown. 7 minutes and change to play in this ball game. The Raiders up 7, looking to add more. Jumbo formation, rolling out. Carmichael will keep it and sprint towards the goal line. He is in for the touchdown from 4 yards out. Lamar Carmichael puts the Raiders up by 13. Jones with the big extra point attempt. It is up and it is good, and the Raiders are up 28-14, 6:54 to play. Jumbo formation, and the Raiders with the rollout. Carmichael looking and looking, decides at about the 8-yard line to pull it down, and beats the traffic there to get to the goal line. Handle could not stop him, and he didn't really get into the end zone, but he only needed to get to the stripe. Handle, McWilson, and Ellis Moore. And it looks like Handle on the far side has been replaced. Can't get the number on the new return man. Kick is again down the middle, bouncing to McWilson. Picks it at the 5, out past the 20, 25. Has some space, gets out to the 35-yard line. Good formation, good field position for the Cardinals to start, but they are down 2 touchdowns with 6:46 to play in this ball game. The Cardinals led this game in the second quarter 14-6, and the Raiders, with a touchdown in each quarter since then, have gone up by 14. Deep pass down the middle, nobody home. The tinge of sulfur from the celebratory fireworks wafts through the press box. Second down and 10. The Cardinals still with time to be able to run the football, but they have to move with a sense of purpose. Martin from the pistol. Hands it off? No, keeps it. And gets to the 39-yard line. A pickup of 4. Third down 6. Mooney right back to the line. Ellis Moore behind Martin. Martin back to pass. Looks right side. Sets and fires and throws for Morgan, but he is short of the first down as the pass was to the sideline, and he could not keep his momentum from carrying him out of bounds at the 43. He is 2 yards shy. Fourth down and 2. Clock is stopped with 6:09. 4 wide receiver look. Martin will sneak it ahead, and boy, he needed to get to midfield. The officials are right there, but this will be an interesting measurement or spot. And we have an official timeout. There's the push inside. The Raiders selling out to try to stop quarterback Denver Martin from picking up the first down. They bring the chains across. The line to get was the 50, but exactly how far will those chains stretch? It is a first down by the nose of the football. 6:05 to play. Martin with 40 yards rushing. on 8 carries here in the second half, but a costly fumble that led to the Raiders getting the go-ahead touchdown. This pass incomplete, intended for McWilson. Through the air here in the second half, Denver Martin just 2 of 6 for 9 yards. Second and 10, back to pass again. Martin now tucks and runs, gets to midfield and into Raider territory down to the 44-yard line. Pickup of 11. Martin now over 50 yards rushing in the second half. Nobody to throw to downfield. Martin tucks and runs for a first down. Martin again gets to the 40-yard line. 4 more yards on the quarterback keep. The clock is not the friend of the Mooney Cardinals. It continues to roll. 4 wide receiver. Left side, Martin looking, fires over the head of McWilson. Third down, rather, and 6. There you see the banner celebrating the 72 state champs. They have brought an element of emotion tonight for the reunion game. Ross Browner on hand tonight as part of the Hall of Fame celebration as well. And the Harding Raiders are playing one whale of a ball game. .5:18 to play. And we were spotted ready for play. And then the officials decided they weren't quite ready. Get on the road to glory with Fox Sports Ohio next Thursday outside Cincinnati for rematch of playoff teams from a year ago. The Kings Knights will take on the Turpin Spartans, the team that they took out in last year's state playoffs. Join Brian Gieschenschlag, Dan Lapham, and Natalie Taylor for the kickoff starting at 7:30 on Fox Sports Ohio. Third down, 6. 5:10 to play in the ball game. Certainly 2-down territory for the Cardinals. Martin lets it fly into traffic, intercepted by Powell. It is Raider football at the 10-yard line. The first nail in the coffin. Martin, with plenty of time to stand and deliver, sets his feet and makes a strong throw intended for Morgan, but Powell, stalking the secondary, comes up with the huge interception for Harding. I formation. Coleman with the handoff, and he is stuffed. The Raiders don't really need to do anything with this drive. They just need to run some clock and not turn the ball over. up 2 touchdowns. They have the ability to run a couple of minutes off this clock and really make things difficult on a Mooney offense that has not shown the ability to consistently move the football through the air. Handoff, Daniels makes a man miss at the 10 and gets out to the 12-yard line. Daniels has found the sledding tough here in the second half. 5 carries, 5 yards. Third down and 8. 4 minutes now to play. Single wide receiver. Would the Raiders put it in the air here on 3rd and 8? They do, or at least they're going to try. Carmichael thinks about it, flips it out of bounds. Wise decision, but that does stop the clock. Certainly something that should make the Cardinals happy. Unofficially, his first incompletion in the second half. According to my numbers, he had been 7 of 7 in the second half. End over end kick, fair caught at the 46-yard line, and Mooney will take over. Until that incompletion, Carmichael 7 of 7 in the second half for 121 yards, including completions of 31, 23, and 47 yards. The 47-yarder setting up the last Raider touchdown. Martin operates out of the pistol formation. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. Handoff inside. Ellis Moore across the 45 down to the 43. A gain of 3 yards. Yelta Frohold on the stop. Right back to the line go the Cardinals. Under 3.5 to play. Looks left side, toss to McWilson. He is hammered, but stays on his feet, reverses field, picks up a block, and now gets to the right sideline and is knocked out of bounds near the 39-yard line. A big collision between a couple of different Cardinals at the 39, and somebody is slow to get back to their feet. A huge collision. Joe DeCapita is the lineman still down on the turf. And the medical staff will come over and take a look. Crazy play here. Big hit delivered by Powell, but he did not in any way attempt to wrap up McWilson. And McWilson is a big physical athlete. Speed to get all the way back to the other sideline. And then right at the end of the play, a collision between 2 Mooney players results in DeCapita still being on the turf. This week, the regular season begins with a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. First, Michael Vick and the Eagles head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Then, in America's Game of the Week, Frank Gore and the 49ers battle Aaron Rodgers and the Packers at Lambeau Field. Coverage begins this week with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at noon Eastern. And DeCapita back up on his feet will take the long walk back to the near sideline. In the meantime, the reception by McWilson picks up 3 yards and brings up 3rd down and 4. Martin will tuck it and try to pick up the first down with his legs. He does. Gets down near the 30-yard line. Pickup of 9 on that carry for Denver Martin. And then that's Joe Sadie, the quarterback, number 16 in, not 15. Sadie now to the right side. Sadie with the catch as it's caught by McWilson at the 18-yard line. That's good for 12 yards. Sadie will flip it at the last minute, incomplete. Sadie, a sophomore quarterback, 6 foot, 180 pounds. Brought in by P.J. Fecco in an attempt to give the Cardinals a little bit more effective pass game. 28-14 Raiders as they try to hold the Cardinals out of the end zone. That pass nearly intercepted by D.D. Morgan. Sadie sets and fires, but Morgan with a good job to get inside of the intended receiver handle on that play. 3rd down and 10. 4 wide receivers. Sadie rolls to the right, tries to buy some more time, flips it into the end zone, and the jump ball is incomplete. 4th down and 10. And the situation turns more bleak for Mooney. Fourth down and 10 from the 17-yard line. The outcome of the ball game likely rests on this play. The Raiders looking for one stop. The Cardinals trying to stay alive. Sadie has it and will pick up the first down as he drives to the 5-yard line. 12 yards on the quarterback keep by Sadie. Looking downfield, good protection, but nobody to throw to. And from the 22-yard line, Sadie puts the arm under his right, football under his right arm, and gets down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for Mooney. .210 to play. Might have been a quick start on the left side of the line, but nothing was called. And slipping down at the 6-yard line is Ellis Moore. The clock continues to roll. They have to get right back to the line. Snap. Right side. Sadie looks pressured. Gets away now a 2nd and 3rd time and is taken down at the 4. And we have a flag down in the backfield, holding against the Cardinals. So not only will that negate the 2-yard pickup on the scrambling run, but that will force the Cardinals, if the penalty is accepted, 10 yards further back from the spot of the foul. And the spot of the foul was well behind the line of scrimmage. So the officials mark off the penalty. Remember, the line of scrimmage on that play was the 5-yard line. But because Sadie was back to pass, the infraction occurred at the 13. They mark it down back to the 23. Sadie looking right side, pressured again, throws middle of the field, caught and brought down at the 3-yard line. Quincy Jones, number 17. Coming up on a minute to play. And this is a goal-to-go situation. Sadie on the keeper will try to push it in, and he is short. Timeout being called by the Mooney sidelines. Let's check the last two plays. From the 23-yard line, Sadie with a heave over the middle. Quincy Jones, a tremendous catch. And then quickly getting back to the line, Sadie tries to push it in on the keeper, gets down near the 1-yard line. But they mark him down at the 2. It is 4th and goal, 44 seconds to play from the 2-yard line. Mooney must score on this play. They must then recover an onside kick. The Raiders celebrating across the way. The Warren Harding Raiders, just 2-8 a year ago, 44 seconds away from equaling their win total of all of last season in the first year of head coach Steve Arnold's reign here. Steve, a successful basketball coach at Harding, took the team down to Columbus for the Final Four. And has his sights on building something similar with the football program. Stacked I formation. 4th down 2. Sadie hands it to Ellis Moore. Ellis Moore is in for the touchdown. 28-20. Point after try is pending. And that touchdown set up by the heave by Sadie to Quincy Jones. Laz Frizzone. Snap is bad, goes through the hands of the holder. Frizzone gets taken out at the 30-yard line. The ball's still loose. And finally covered up at the 36-yard line by the Raiders. And the margin remains 8. The hill gets a little steeper for Mooney. As now they have to recover an onside kick. They have to score a touchdown in 40 seconds or less. And they have to convert a 2-point conversion. As you watch the rugby scrum that followed the snap that went through the hands of the holder. And poor Laz Frizzone, the kicker for Mooney, left to fend for himself in a sea of Raiders. Big second half tonight by Raider quarterback Lamar Carmichael. The 2 touchdowns have been scored on the ground, but it was his arm that really set the stage for everything that Harding has been able to do, and credit the Raider defense, because Mooney scored their second touchdown 6 minutes into the second quarter, and they had been held scoreless until just a moment ago. Harding takes a timeout. Each team with 1 timeout remaining. Our thanks to Raider head coach Steve Arnold for helping us bring you this game. Saturday mornings, make sure to tune in at 9 a.m. for Game Time with Urban Meyer. Before the Buckeyes kick off, Coach Meyer will preview every opponent and give you the inside information on Ohio State's preparation for the game. Game Time with Urban Meyer, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Fox Sports Ohio. 40 seconds to play, and your guess is as good as mine as to how this will wind up. The Cardinals down 8, need to recover the onside kick. Frizone teed up at the 40, looks to be kicking it to the near side. Squibs it. It does not go 10 yards, and it will be Raider football. That should be all she wrote. That ball went about 9.5 yards before tumbling out of bounds. And the Harding Raiders, 40 seconds away from a huge rivalry win after a 2-year hiatus in this series. The Raiders are on the verge of coming away with a big win. Victory formation for the Raiders. Carmichael kneels down at the 49-yard line. 2nd down, 11. Mooney takes their last timeout. One more snap of the football, and the Harding Raiders will be 2-1. The Mooney Cardinals will fall to 1-2. Next week, Mooney plays St. Vincent St. Mary at Youngstown State. And they will be in a position desperate for a win against a quality opponent. That does it. One more knee from Carmichael. And the Harding Raiders, by a score of 28-20, have defeated the Cardinals of Mooney. A big win for Steve Arnold and the Harding Raiders. A big second half by junior quarterback Lamar Carmichael as he goes 7 of 8 for 121 yards. Scores a touchdown on the ground, and that touchdown was the victory margin in tonight's contest. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from tonight's action. Denver Martin with a big run early. And the running game looked as though it was going to control the night for Mooney. But Lamar Carmichael And his right arm proved to be the difference in the second half. That touchdown by LaShawn Daniels, a huge moment in this game as it knotted the game up at 14 right before halftime. Williamson's big hit on McWilson. Martin could not get it going in the passing game and was relieved late by sophomore quarterback John Sadie. And Carmichael kept it going. This the longest pass play of the night, 47 yards on the completion to Marcus Boomer. And then this touchdown racing to the goal line from 4 yards out gave Harding their fourth and final touchdown and proved to be enough to hold things off. From Mollenkopf Stadium, on behalf of the entire FoxSportsOhio.com crew, this has been a Play On Sports production. Your final score one more time: Harding 28, Mooney 20. I'm Patrick Pearson. Good night from Warren.